I'm HP, and I like to let you in on the best music that you didn't even know you were missing. But right now, I'm going to tell you about some bands that I've already spoken about, or some musicians that I've already spoken about. In the last episode of The Best Music You Didn't Know You Were Missing, I made a mistake, and I also have gotten an update from Kristina Grafer. She is looking for shows to play. She is in the Chicago area, and if you didn't listen to her stuff before when I was talking about it, I'll put a link somewhere for that episode of Best Music You Didn't Know You Were Missing. I've got some of her music on there. Also, I'll have her Bandcamp, Twitter, all of her stuff down in the box of wonder whenever you're done with this video. But I asked her some questions about her inspiration and things, and so I just kind of wanted to update you guys a little bit. She says she started playing guitar at 14, but she didn't start writing songs until she was 16 or 17. She said that she used songwriting as a way to cope with struggles of everyday life, and that words and music have always been a creative outlet for her. She recorded Note to Self in Michigan 6 months after she graduated high school with Craig Owens. It's more on the acoustic side. I think I told you guys that before, but it is. She says he was so impressed that he invited me to a few upcoming shows of his and let me play my single in the middle of his set. And that was the live video that I talked to you guys about, that I saw on YouTube of her playing Note to Self. If you haven't seen that video, I recommend that you check it out, because I felt a lot of passion coming from her in that short video. It's just one song, and you could tell that the crowd was really into it too. It wasn't just her, there was passion in that room, and it was really fantastic. She says, I spent the next year and a half trying to build a fan base and playing local shows, opening for touring bands. All the while, I was always writing new material. I decided it was time to record more music and went into the studio October 2013. I knew I wanted this next EP to be completely different, and it is rock. I mean, the wailing guitars, it's really got a full band rock sound. It's good. It's called Sincerity, if you missed that. It can be classified as alternative rock with a little bit of pop. I wouldn't really classify it as pop. The only thing to me that's pop about her second EP is her voice could be classified as having a pop type sound. But this is her describing her music, so she's the artist, so that's what it is. She worked with Tyler Long out of Springfield on that EP. She says he really seemed to understand the sound that I was going, which is important when you're recording with someone, of course. I think it turned out great. It's called Sincerity, and it was released on the 1st of February this year. And you can find that on Bandcamp. I'll have it down in the box of wonder. I recommend you to check it out. You can listen to it all before you buy it. She says that lately she's been working on promotion, and she's doing a lot of online things. She did a radio interview, I think it was last week, and that was pretty cool. If you missed it, I'm sorry, but I post those things on my Twitter, so if you want updates on these people regularly, on shows and things that they're doing like that, then follow me, and I always repost this stuff. Or of course, you can just always follow the artist. Fearless Radio is a radio show that she was on. I don't know if they have a place where you can listen to past shows or not, but you can check it out. It's fearlessradio.com. She says that she's trying to get the EP the exposure that it deserves, and that she's getting a good response. And she is in the process of building a band to play behind her live. On that radio interview, she did say that she didn't want to be part of a band. She wants a band to play with her, because she wants all of the creative rights. She wants everything to be her choice, and that's an artist artist's option. That's something that she has the right to. And she also said something about a lot of bands splitting up because of creative differences, and she did not want to be a part of something like that, falling apart because of creative differences. And if she just has a band that plays behind her live, then she won't have to worry about that. And I thought that was a pretty wise business decision. She knows what she wants and she's going after it, and I really admire her for that. I don't think she's very old. I don't know exactly how old she is, but I really admire her bravery and her decisiveness and the action that she's taking with her music. And it's really amazing for a young person to know what they want in anything, and especially in their musical sound. I feel like a lot of young artists are discovering themselves. She said, I think with the new sound it's necessary to have the band live, but she'll still be playing her acoustic. Her inspirations, I found it refreshing because they're different types of music, and I think it's important for artists to pull from different genres of music for inspiration, because even if you just listen to the lyrics, there's so much to be offered in all the different kinds of music that surround us. And that's just one thing. That's one of the magical things about music is you can think, oh, I like this certain kind of music, but then you might hear something different that wouldn't naturally fall under the category of something that you like, and it really give you something, a feeling or inspiration to do something, or anything. It's important to listen to different kinds of music, but she says it really ranges from Ed Sheeran to Macklemore, and I thought that was really kind of cool. And Macklemore is a really talented lyricist, as is Ed Sheeran, and I love them both. So I was pretty happy to hear that. And she says, and everything in between. So, they're not her only inspirations, but I feel like that gives a good varying point. She likes both of these artists, and they're completely different, and it's good to know that she's pulling from all these different genres. She says, I love artists who can use words as their weapon and can portray life experiences and stories through their music. The words are my favorite part. I love the messages music sends, and I have to completely agree with her. I feel like lyrics are at utmost importance in a song. They're the heart of it. They're not, you can't have a song without music, but lyrics are really important to me too. I felt like that was a good update for her, and I wish I would have had that to go in the other video, but like I said before, I taped it on the fly and I didn't really have time for her to respond to me. The other thing that I had to tell you is I'm such a moron. Let me just go ahead and say, first of all, I'm so sorry. And second of all, it's been a few years since I covered Roman numerals, and although I can read them, I don't do it regularly. An X is a 10, for those of you that don't know, and a V is a 5. Recently I talked about a band called the Night Six, and that's a V and an I. A V with an I after it. That's 6, right? Okay, well, I guess I had them stuck in my head with Roman numerals. So I remember thinking while I was recording the video, part 7, that it was odd that I was seeing all these Roman numerals lately. In band names and album names. And, I used Rebel Revive as a topic in the best music you didn't know you were missing, number 7, part 1, and I kept telling you to check out their new album 6, and as it turns out, their new album is an X and an I, which would make it 11. Laugh at me now. I have my moments, okay? And a lot of the times I sleep in stages. Like, I will sleep a few nights and then I won't sleep for a few nights because I have this horrible insomnia, and so sometimes I'm not on top of my game. And even though I knew that the name of the album was 11 because I had read things and listened to the whole album. I think they've even got it in several places in the word 11. This was just a goof on my part, but I said it throughout the video. Check out 6, check out 6. So don't go check out 6 by Rebel Revive. Check out 11. Yes, 6. That's the exclusive album that only VIP personnel get to hear. Sorry, you can't hear that one. That's my update